Sponsored by Viva Chevrolet.
Can I tell you a secret? He's like, good. He's like, have you ever thought about quitting? He's like, it's just embarrassing. Like, it sounds like you don't know what you're talking about a lot of the times. And it would be nice if maybe you would take a break. It is not easy because if you get the facts wrong, you're wrong. Like, please don't let any guy tell you you can't. You go for it. And I became, aside from Sandra Diaz, the second female chief meteorologist in El Paso. And
well, hello everyone. It's good to be back and see you all. Hope you all are enjoying our podcast of interesting people with interesting stories. And we have a very interesting person with us today. She is my coworker at KTSM, Monica Cortez, and she's a primetime anchor who does the 4, the 6, the 10, all kinds of newscasts, right? You wear a whole bunch of different hats. So welcome,
thank you, Stella.
Monica.
Thank you so much.
So tell me what you do exactly. Now, her background started also in meteorology, so that's a very hard degree to obtain. So tell me about your background.
You know, that one was really interesting because, Estela, when I went to school for a newspaper reporter. That's what I wanted to be, a newspaper reporter. So I went to NMSU, and I worked on the newspaper at EPCC here in El Paso, and I loved it. And so then I went to NMSU, and I was like, I'm going to be a newspaper reporter. The roundup, and they told me, you know what, you need a little bit more experience, so come back later. And I was so devastated. I thought I was good. Yeah.
Oh, we all think we're good, right? It's like, whoo, and then you find
the reality
out
check. Yes. So then I was like, I'm not going to sit out a whole semester and do nothing. I found News 22 at NMSU, and I started doing broadcast. That was broadcast journalism, and I quickly fell in love with it. And the only opening at the time, Estela, was weather. And I was like, I don't want to do weather. No, I want to be a real journalist. So I tried it. They paid a little bit. So I was like, I'll try it. It was so hard.
Absolutely. So you went from newspaper to broadcast to meteorology. So tell me about that meteorology degree. I joke around and say, oh, so what's the weather going to be like today? Oh, those meteorologists, they don't know anything. But
they always get it wrong.
They always get it wrong.
Yeah.
But it really is a science, and it's a very hard degree to obtain.
It really is, Estela. So when I went to KTSM, it almost happened the same exact way. So I applied as a journalist, and they got me part-time. At the time, the weekend meteorologist was let go. So they needed someone to fill in. And they were like, oh, well, you did it in college, so you can fill in for her now. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
And it was so hard. So I started doing it. I started liking it. I don't know if it's luck or just the path I took. The morning meteorologist left to a bigger city. So they had that vacancy, and they were like, can you fill in? And so I was doing mornings, I was doing weekends, and I quickly loved it. And so KTSM at the time said, okay, if you really want to keep it, you're going to have to go to school because we need you to be a meteorologist. And I was just like, how hard can it be?
Very nice.
I quickly found out. So you have to take like thermodynamics, which I failed once. I had to do it again.
That's all right.
They teach you everything from natural disasters. So you have to learn everything about like volcanoes, earthquakes, tsunamis. And I quickly learned, guys, earthquakes is not weather related, but that's something that they taught you. I also learned everything about climate, Estela. Did you know there is a place in Canada, only place in Canada that's close to Ontario, where you get strawberries? Because of the climate.
Okay.
It's so incredible. So these are things that you learn, and then you take a test.
Lots
oh my
of tests.
gosh. So Estela, as I was getting my degree, I mean, as you're learning something, you don't always get it right, right? So I'm going to school, I'm learning, and
you're working at the same time.
And I'm working at the same time. Estela, I feel like my journey has been one of those things where it's a no. And you know, as a woman, it's not always easy. And people mansplain everything to us, and you know, you have to work so hard at it. And so as a woman at the time, I was the only woman weather person that was going to get her degree. And so my aspiration was
in El Paso.
Here in El Paso. And my aspiration was to be as smart as the National Weather Service meteorologists that worked there. And so I would message them and, can I tell you a story? Can I tell you a secret?
Oh my gosh, yes! We love secrets.
Oh my gosh. So Brad Montgomery, he is a meteorologist for KFOX. And I met him through Operation Hope. So Estela, my first real, struggle was I was doing weather for the morning and I was going to school. And my producer at the time, she tells me, she's like, hey, Monica, we need to know when the rain is going to stop. And I'm like, when? okay, 1 second. So I go back and I look at the radar and I'm in over my head at this point and I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I texted Brad Montgomery.
Okay. That's
He
what
was in
friends
the
are
morning
for.
show.
That's what friends are for. Yes.
And we weren't exactly friends. We were just acquaintances at the time. So I messaged him and I was like, I'm in such a pickle. I'm like, when is the rain gonna stop? Please tell me. And so he tells me, he's like, I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but I'll tell you. And he was so kind and so sweet. And we have that running joke after that. I was like, Brad, you saved my
And was he
life.
right?
He was right.
Did it stop raining when he said it was going to stop raining? Well, there you go.
So he saved my life. But Estela, it was one of those moments where I was seeking help and I went to the National Weather Service and I was like, guys, I'm gonna take my test soon to become a meteorologist. Help me. They were so great, except for one person. So he doesn't work here anymore, and I feel okay telling the story because I feel like thanks to him, I worked extra hard. So he brings me into his office at the National Weather Service, and I remember when he messaged me, he's like, hey, can you come over? We need to talk to you. And I got so excited, Estela. I told my mom, I was like, I think I'm gonna get a job offer. I was so excited, and she's like, well, go get dressed, and whatever he asks you, you tell him. And I was like, okay. So I go in there, and I'm already thinking, right, you build castles in the sky. And so he's like, come on in. He's like, I've noticed that you've been coming in and talking to my meteorologist. How's school going? And I was like, good. I'm like, I think I have one more semester, and then I should take my test, and then I'll become certified. He's like, good. He's like, have you ever thought about quitting? I was like, what do you mean?
Oh, how devastating.
It was. My heart sank to my stomach. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, it's just embarrassing. Like, it sounds like you don't know what you're talking about a lot of the times. And it would be nice if maybe you would take a break, really focus on school, get certified, and then come back. And I was like, I have bills to pay. Like, I can't quit. And KTSM is allowing me to do this. And he's like, I don't know. I just feel like meteorologists should only be on air, and you're not one. So I was like, okay. I was like, it's okay. And so I went home. Oh my God, I cried so hard. I called my mom and I was like, what am I doing, Mom? I shouldn't be here. Like, I should just go back and become a journalist and just do what I was doing, reporting weekends. And she's like, I mean, if you're gonna let anybody tell you what to do, then you're never gonna go anywhere. And I remember I was like, okay. And then it was just so hard, Estela, because I didn't pass my test on the first time or the second time.
But you didn't, you know what you're telling me, the resilience and the grit and the determination, I mean, it says a lot about yourself.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so I did it on the 5th try.
That's all right.
I did it, and I got my meteorology degree, and I was so proud, Estela. And I became, aside from Sandra Diaz, the 2nd female chief meteorologist in El Paso. And I was so proud, so excited, because it took so much to get there. So I felt really proud, and I would tell girls, I'm like, don't let any guy tell you what to do. Like, please don't let any guy tell you you can't. You go for it. I'm like, if I can do it.
But when they
when
they do tell you you can't and you shouldn't, you work even harder.
You do.
We're going to take a little break. When we come back, we're going to ask some more questions and share some more secrets from interesting people with interesting stories. Stay with us.
Every day brings a new challenge
Y cada desafío una oportunidad.
for work or for family.
Para el trabajo o para la familia, Silverado está contigo.
Power, reliability, comfort.
Potencia, confort, todo en tu Silverado.
Chevy Silverado,
La camioneta para cada día.
for everyone. Sponsored by Viva Chevrolet.
And welcome back. We hope you're enjoying our conversation here with Monica Cortez. And Monica, you know, I didn't know about you, but I see you working very hard with the transition from meteorology to being the primetime anchor. I want to share a little something. You know, when these men tell you these stories that you shouldn't be doing this because blah blah blah, in their opinion that you didn't ask. I remember one time, and you know, bless his heart, he passed away last year, I think. He said, I don't know, I don't think you're going to make it because you have a crooked smile.
Oh my God.
It's like, okay, well, thanks. It's like, whatever happened to you? Well, I mean, anyway, but you know, all of us come across people who don't think we quite fit in,
yeah.
or what they think
The position looks
the
like.
position looks like.
Yeah.
And so we all struggle with that. And unfortunately, the women are probably the ones who struggle the most, because they're not going to tell a man. A man isn't going to tell
You're
another
too
man,
fat.
right? Right. Or you're ugly.
Yeah.
You have a crooked smile. You
Yeah.
shouldn't do whatever. But those are the challenges, and people don't realize that I remember sharing this story with somebody saying, you know what, I'm a target every day. When you're on TV, you're a target every day because you get criticized. And she changed the word from target, look, I got chills, from target to vulnerable. And that is much deeper, because they touch on those comments that are anonymous, can really mess with your head.
Yes.
And mess with your heart. And so just sharing this information when everybody thinks that TV is easy, it's not. It's not. It's very hard. Yeah. So tell me about that transition from meteorology, and you get the opportunity to sit in the prime anchor chair. And that comes with a lot of responsibilities as well.
It does, Estela, it does. And it's one of those things where, maybe you think like, oh, it's easy because you just read the teleprompter. It is not. It is not easy, because if you get the facts wrong, you're wrong.
Right, right. They don't
Not your producer.
They don't say, hey, they don't stop you at Walmart and say, oh, your producer got that wrong information.
No,
you
got it wrong.
Yeah.
And it's true. It's your job to figure out. And I mean, these producers, they work so hard, Estela. They don't do just one story. They work on shows, show after show after show. So they have to put together all these scripts and stories for you, and it's your job to make sure that they didn't forget a crucial detail. You didn't forget this. And one thing that I really admire from you, and I'm trying to get from you, because we work together, and I see her in action, and she is so incredible, is you speak out. And you're just like, hey, what happened to this? And why aren't we talking about that? And I'm just like, okay, you gotta ask these questions, you gotta do. So I'm still learning, and I'm still learning how to bring those stories to you, because it's not easy. You make it look so easy.
I think that's the
so
job, right? To
hard.
make it look easy. But I know I was on a soapbox. I've been in a terrible mood all week. I have to admit that. And I was on my soapbox yesterday. It's like, why are we doing this? Because we need to do stories that affect
People.
all of us, right?
Yeah.
And how do you connect?
Correct.
How do you do that story that everybody can become interested in? So, yeah, I mean, it is hard. It is very hard.
It's a struggle.
Do you miss not being a meteorologist? I mean, once a meteorologist, always a
Always,
meteorologist,
yeah.
right? But do you miss that at all?
I do, especially with the rain that happened not so long ago. It's one of those things where, Estela, when you can like zoom in on that radar and you can tell people, hey, East Siders, you're getting that rain. Hey, West Siders, it's your turn. The weather alerts, the flood advisories, it's a rush. It's a rush, and I miss it sometimes. But you know what? I love bringing the stories to the community, being able to go out there and share the stories of people that you may not have known existed, and then maybe hopefully they inspire other people who are watching.
Absolutely. We're going to take another break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about what's next for Monica Cortez. Stay with us.
Viva Chevrolet, we don't just sell vehicles.
We sell experiences. A lot happens when you get behind the wheel. It's where we have the tough conversations and make the tough decisions, because on the road we find the time and place to think. It's where we make happy announcements or just have fun. Live your best life with Viva.
Sponsored by Viva Chevrolet.
Welcome back. We hope you're enjoying this conversation with Monica Cortez and tell you a little bit about the behind the scenes stories of news. We hope you're enjoying it. Welcome back to Interesting People with Interesting Stories. So Monica, you've been a print reporter, broadcast reporter, meteorologist, and now primetime anchor. What is next for Monica?
I feel like that's the hardest question you could ask, because when I was a meteorologist, when I was starting off in the mornings, my goal, Estela, was to become chief one day. And so in my head, I was like, that's gonna take 20 years. So I'll go to Houston, I'll go to Dallas, maybe, wherever they'll have me, and then I'll come back home and I'll retire as a chief meteorologist. My journey, fast forwarded really fast, more than I thought it would. So when I became a chief meteorologist, I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I aspire to be. What's next? And so I tried bringing the community in. It was so nice, Estella, because I met a weather watcher, a certified weather watcher. So we would have these classes and I would teach the community how to become a weather watcher, what to look out for. And if you took my class, you'd become certified. So I met one of them and she's like, oh my God, I know what to do. And it really brought me back. And so I was like, okay, now I have to do this for news. I don't know how to do that yet. I'm working on it. But now as a main anchor, I'm loving the struggle because it is a struggle.
Yeah. It's a challenge.
That's what it is. It's a challenge, a new challenge. But to be quite honest, Estella, I just got married last year. And so my family, my new family, we're learning how to navigate this new challenge. We're thinking, are we going to have kids? Are we not going to have kids? So we've been traveling a lot and we got 2 puppies. So there are our foster kids, if you will.
What are their names?
Our fur babies. Snoopy and Belle.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're super cute. They're little rugrats. They're mutts.
That's all right. Mutts are the best.
They're so
I mean, aren't
cute.
we all?
I think we all are to a certain degree. And so they're so lovable, Estella. There are our little fur babies right now, and we've been traveling a lot. And so I think that's what we're doing right now is just traveling.
Trying to find where the job, the new relationship, the career. Okay, let's reword that. Where the career, because it's not just a job.
It's not.
Where the career is headed, and where the relationship is headed, and where it all comes together to make you happy, right?
Yeah. So I'm learning my position as a wife. What is a wife? I'm learning.
It's what you want it to be.
Yes, and I'm finding ways of who am I?
Yeah.
You know, it's an identity crisis, I guess, if you will, where I'm like, this is new. Because Estella, my whole career has been work. So I've never learned the balance, and it was always like pulling a double, or there was a time where I was like working 3 months straight with no days off, pulling doubles. And I mean, I'm happy to do it because I felt like I had to.
It's part of the job.
Yeah, pay my dues. And now I'm like, okay, now my life is not work. It's trying to be a family person, but I love my career. Where do I fit in that? So I think that's where I'm at right now.
So she didn't answer my question.
No.
But that's okay. But that's okay. That's part of the answer, which is a great answer. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about more interesting stories about Monica, and maybe she'll share some more secrets. Stay with us.
Viva Chevrolet. No solo vendemos carros y camionetas. Cuando te encuentras tras el volante, encuentras el tiempo y espacio para esas pláticas incómodas y tomas decisiones difíciles. Aquí es donde compartes tus sueños y éxitos, o simplemente momentos de risa y diversión con familia o amigos.
Sponsored by Viva Chevrolet.
And welcome back. Monica, so it's really hard for a woman. You already said, you shared a secret with us about the challenges that somebody told you that you were just not good enough for for the meteorology position. But do you feel that women really do have a more difficult time in broadcasting when you start a family, or when you maybe pivot a little bit to make your life richer with the family, and with the husband, and with the new family his family that you acquired? What challenges are you facing right now that are probably commonplace for a lot of Hispanic women, because we wear many different hats, and I feel that Hispanic women like for their man to be well groomed, so you got to iron or make sure that the clothes are ready for him. And you want him to have a hot meal, so you have to cook, and you have to clean, and you have to be so many things, just so many,
Yeah.
Share.
Oh my gosh.
Tell me how you feel about that.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, and it's a struggle that I'm currently going through, and I have to thank everyone because everyone's been so supportive, but maybe it's a mental struggle. So I'm blessed that my husband cooks for me.
That's a big plus.
Yes, he understands how hard it is because, I mean, yeah, you work the night shift and you're there from 1:30, you get a small break, and then you go back for the 10. So you're there almost all day, and to cook is such a hassle, I feel. And Estella, I feel like I've told you, my life was work. So put myself first and work, and you don't eat, so you stay thin because you're so stressed and busy. And now, Estela, that I feel that I'm in a happy place, and I guess I'll get really vulnerable with you, is I feel like women have it so hard on TV, and people right away notice when you're gaining weight. And I feel like that is a struggle where I'm at right now, where it's like, I used to be a size 0, Estela.
Oh, I've never been a size 0, not even in my dreams.
I was a size 0,
Wow.
and I started getting into a size 2, and I loved it. I became a size 4, and I was like, I'm loving my body. And now I'm in a place where I'm not that. And I see it, and I get comments, Estela. And I even got a comment the other day, I got so sad, where they're like, hey, Monica, so when are you due? And I was like, I'm not.
So, a lot of people don't understand what we go through. And you see these rail thin people on TV, and you can't be that.
No.
That's not you. We're Hispanic. We have maybe bigger bones, or maybe we just don't want to be a size 0.
We want to eat.
We enjoy food. Food is a language for our Hispanic community, right?
Yeah.
And so, but you all don't. A lot of people don't understand the challenges, and when you see these women, because they don't say anything about the men.
No, they never
men
do.
Can, the
They're
men
perfect.
can be panzones y pelones and whatever.
And it's okay.
And it's okay, and it's not okay for us. And people really need to know that you all need to be sensitive, because even though you have invited us into your home to watch the newscast, you don't have the right to tell us these ugly things. It's like, how would you like for me to stop you at a Walmart or a Walgreens and say, you need to lose some weight? And so, but that happens, and we are just so vulnerable and such a target to people sometimes.
Yeah.
And you all need to understand that you all have to be a little more sensitive too. But it's a struggle.
It is
and now
a struggle.
all of a sudden you find yourself with a new family and a wife, and you got to think about are you going to have children, and what's going to happen, because you work from 1:30 to 11, and you get home at 11 o'clock at night. I worked that schedule for 35 years,
You
so
did,
I know.
yeah.
And you don't go home and just go to sleep.
You don't. So you have to prepare. And like you said, you want your man to be nicely groomed. So sometimes you have to pick out the outfits and okay, this is what you're going to wear. I'm going to make sure I'm going to wear this and I look good. You do have time in the morning. I'm not going to lie. You have time. But you go to sleep maybe midnight 1?
At least, yeah.
And then you have to wake up super early the next day. And it's hard. It's a hard schedule. But, now that I'm prioritizing me, I need to find a way to just be okay.
You're going to be okay. You're going to be just fine. You're going to be just fine. What do you love to do?
Honestly, Estela, I love to travel. I love to travel. And so right now I am taking on this project at work, which is called Small Town Spotlight. And we get to travel to little places around the borderland. So beautiful.
It is
and
cool.
So you put in so many hours. Today I'll probably pull a 12-hour shift. But after that, Estela, work has been so amazing, where my boss will be like, okay, just whenever you need time off, let me know. You work hard. And I was like, okay. And so I've been blessed to get time off to just travel. And we've been to so many places, and it's been so fun. My parents recently moved to Querétaro.
So pretty.
And it's gorgeous. And so that's also a struggle, where I'm like, well, mom and dad.
Right, yeah.
They're not close.
Hispanics.
Yes,
Right,
where you need your mom for everything. But yeah, my husband and I, that's our goal right now, is just to travel together, enjoy each other's time, and I don't know, see
And
what
then we'll
happens.
see what happens next. Okay. What do you not like?
What do I not like? I guess, that's a very good question. I don't know that I can tell you. I mean, I'm sure we can all complain about a lot of things, right? Maybe the schedule. That's one of the things that a lot of us struggle with.
But you handle it.
But you handle it, and
you
you're
have
blessed.
to always have the positive side.
Yes.
Maybe also as Hispanics, we are taught that you always have to find the positive side of things. So, if I have to get home at 11 o'clock, well, make the best of it.
It's okay,
right?
yeah.
Maybe I'll get up a little later or make up for it some other way. But, women do struggle with a lot of things. But, it is what it is. Anything you'd like to add that we didn't touch, that you'd like to share, that maybe people don't know about you, that you'd like them to know, or that maybe they shouldn't know, but it's a secret?
Well, I've never told Estela this, but I aspire to be you. And so one day I hope that I can become such a big household name like you have. And so hopefully my career will take me there for the next 10, 20 years. I don't know how long, but I do. I hope to be the next Estela Casas.
Well, thank you. You know, when I left Channel 7 and Stephanie took over, I gave her some stiletto, a little stiletto pendant, because I said, you're not filling my shoes.
Yeah.
You have your own shoes. You have your own stiletto.
I love
so
that.
you will never be me, but you will be you. And that's what's important.
That is what's
You know,
important.
and you know, everybody brings something to the table, and we all bring something different. And you have your own shoes.
I love that. And you know, I think that's what I want little girls to know. When I would go to schools and I'd look at them and I'm just like, be whatever you want to be. If you want to be in the STEM field, which I encourage everyone to be in the STEM field, we need more girls, we need more women to be in the STEM field. I want them to not be deterred by a no. I don't want them to be deterred by a, I don't think you're good enough, or maybe you should quit. I don't want you to. You keep going, because it's worth it. It really is.
Well, thank you, Monica, for
No,
stopping
thank
by
you.
and being vulnerable like we are every day on the news. But we got to be a little bit more open today. So thank you for sharing and
Aw,
sharing your
thank you,
secrets
Stella.
and your vulnerabilities. Have always felt that it's easier for us to build that wall. But when we start breaking down that wall, so many beautiful things happen and magic happens.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we're here. And I appreciate you.
Thank you, Stella.
And thank you for watching. I hope you all had an interesting day with us, an interesting little bit of your day with us. And you know, send in some comments when you watch this. Like and share our page, and we'll see you next time. Interesting people with interesting stories. Have a great day.